So the Foliano family has left town. They have moved from Swanswood Lane to Essex, or are in the process of doing that, but they are no longer Old Lyme residents. So that has vacated a seat on our Regional Board of Education that has about 18 months left in that term. And it has also vacated a seat on the Zoning Commission that has 4.5 years left on that term. Those two seats get filled in different ways. We'll start with the Zoning Commission. The Zoning Commission gets filled by appointment by the Board of Selectmen, and that is an appointment for the remainder of that term. So they are appointing someone who will have that seat for 4.5 years. Often it's a alternate from the Zoning Commission who gets elevated to a full seat, and then they find another person to appoint to an alternate. My understanding is that all the alternates don't have the capacity right now in their schedules to take on a full seat. So the select board is now looking for people to fill that seat. So I'm going to let Mary Jo, as chair of the nominating and membership committee, talk about what that committee has done to try to identify people for that seat.
Thank you, Kim. We have a committee of 6 regular members and 1 associate member, and we are charged with bringing people into the DTC and then finding potential candidates when there's openings at election. So this is an unusual charge for us to decide what we were going to do. And so we met a couple times over the spring and this month to first reach out to people that might be interested in the seat, the regular seat of zoning we're talking about at this point. And I was approached by various people, including the chair of zoning, who's going to be asked to give a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen to see if we could find some candidates for he to meet with and consider. And also I spoke with our first select woman to see what the process is in her mind, and she said that basically that she would expect the Democrats to meet and come up with a candidate, because November was just yesterday, and the person who had that seat, Michael Foliano, was endorsed by the Democrats. So by all rights, this position belongs in the Democratic corner. So we started with that premise that the only candidate we would really consider was going to be a Democrat. And in the process of identifying potential candidates to recommend to the full DTC tonight to vote on, Bonnie Reemsnyder has stepped up to throw her hat in the ring for the next 4.5 years. So much like what you're seeing tonight, we were all unanimously in favor of Bonnie. For those of you who maybe don't know Bonnie, I'm the resident for Cumulative speaking of females, but she knows zoning as well as many of us do, because she was the first selectman. She was a selectman for 8 years before that. So, and so she stayed involved. And then most recently, she worked on a very successful grant to expand our EOC. And she chaired that. She went to zoning even to get approval for that. So we are very, very, we were very excited that she agreed to do this. And so the nominating membership committee recommends buying 2 roles, one for the regular seat, and 2 in the event that the Board of Selectmen decides to go another direction and move an alternate up, which they can or could, and in which case there'd be an opening as an alternate. We recommend that be considered for that position also. she has informed our committee that she's willing.
Aye.
Well, I think first I will let Bonnie speak, and then I think I'll look for a motion to endorse Bonnie.
I'm not good at speaking from sitting down, but first of all, thank you for that nice welcome and applause of saying, you know, I can do this. I know I must be crazy, but Mary Jo is very persuasive, you know, and I especially like when I hope a lot of people, if you see her walking down the sidewalk across the street, because she's probably going to tap you for a job. But I know zoning is very important now, and I know it's very hard to get candidates to step up to the plate. So I'm trying not to fill my plate, but I think that I can do this justice and keep an open mind. And despite the fact that I was first selectman, I still have a lot to learn, Mary Jo, so I'm counting on you to help me with that.